Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome to Monday Morning Affirmations. This is your weekly affirmation for the week of August 31st, 2020. It's my birthday. Not today, but it's my birthday week this week. My birthday is on September 3rd. Feel free to shower me with all sorts of birthday wishes as long as they're good. Feel free to do that for me this week. And programming note, next Monday is, of course, Labor Day here in the States, but even so, we will be having a Monday morning affirmation for next week, on Monday of next week, even though it is a national holiday here in the States. So please be on the lookout for that affirmation next week. And if you think about it on September 3rd, feel free to drop me a line and say hello and wish me a happy birthday. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. So, what is Monday Morning Affirmation? For those of you that are new, it's quite simple. We start out with a one-card tarot reading. Again, we're working with the Ghosts and Spirits Tarot deck. And that generally leads to a gut-wrenching story from me, a heartbreaking story from me, not always. In fact, last week it was very uplifting. That connects to the tarot card that we pull. And then it's wrapped up in an affirmation at the end. Something that hopefully will encourage you, inspire you, and give you some hope for the upcoming week. So, with that being said, let's jump into today's reading. Or I should say today's affirmation, because that's really what this channel is about. It's not necessarily about a reading, even though that's a little bit part of it. It's more about affirmation and telling you that you are the best, because guess what? You are the best. So let's get into the card. Today's affirmation is brought to us by the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords. I kind of like this interpretation of the Four of Swords because, much like the High Priestess in which one was it? It was I believe it was the English Magic Tarot. This is wild and woolly, and a lot is going on in this card, and it's chaotic. The Four of Swords is generally about rest. It's about retreat. It's about going within. You've fought the good fight, and now it's time to rest and relax and detach for a little while. But this card is wild and woolly and chaotic, and part of the retreat that we talk about, part of the backing away from the chaos of life, is also calming our minds, allowing our minds to relax and calm and breathe and not overthinking, just allowing things to be. And that has and that leads to meditation, of course. And very often when we said, I'm just going to take a break, this has been chaotic. I need a vacation. Very often that can also mean I need to rest my mind. And that is something that is easier said than done. I'm a meditator. I meditate each and every day. And what's interesting is today, when I meditated right before I hit play or hit record on this affirmation, I meditated, and if my mind was focused on the meditation for a minute, I was doing really, really well. Instead, my mind was here, my mind was there, my mind was there, my mind was everywhere, except for on the task at hand, which really is simple. I concentrate on breathing in love and breathing out compassion. Breathing in love and breathing out compassion. That is the intent of my meditation. Sometimes I breathe in love for myself and compassion for myself, because, again, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you help other people. But today it was just as simple, breathing in love, breathing out compassion. And my mind was everywhere. I was not able to focus at all. I breathed for 30 minutes, which is my meditation time. I certainly breathed in and I breathed out for 30 minutes. Knock on wood, I did not die. But I found my mind traveling to this issue and that issue, and this joy and this happiness and this memory and this conundrum and this problem that needs to be fixed and that problem that needs to be fixed, and on and on and on and on and on. If you are a meditator, which if you're not, you should be, meditation helps everyone. Meditation is something that is not detrimental to anyone to do. I encourage you, if you haven't picked up a meditation practice, that you should. And so regardless of whether you are a beginner at meditating or whether you've been meditating for so long that you forgot how long you've been meditating for, cutting yourself some slack. Cutting yourself a break when, all you can think about is your grocery list and everything that you have to get done at work, and, all the activities that children need to be transported to and from, and the things that you have to do, the costumes that you have to sew for your children, or the husband or wife or partner that you have to pay attention to, or how am I going to pay the rent? How am I going to pay the utilities? How am I going to keep food in my stomach and clothes on my back? Those things will come up from time to time. They'll come up more often than not, and there will be some days that you'll be able to control that, and there'll be some days that you'll be able to say, okay, let's bring it back to focus, on the intent of this meditation, whatever that intent might be. And then there are other days where you're just everywhere. But even if you got a minute in, like I believe I got a minute in this morning when I meditated, of pure, unconditional breathe love in, exhale compassion out, where that was my focus and that was my thing, and I was doing it for that 1 minute. The other 29 minutes I was everywhere, but that 1 minute that I was able to focus in a way that blotted out everything else was a minute more of focus that I had that I wouldn't have had I not meditated at all. And maybe, just maybe, that's something for everyone to think about today. Lives are chaotic. Our lives can be very, very complex and difficult and include a lot of moving parts. That's true for most of us. However, that does not mean that we can't have a moment of clarity, a moment of calm, a moment of peace, a moment of focus. It's important for us to have at least a moment of that each and every day, if for no other reason it keeps us sane. And so that's my affirmation for you for this week. If you are a meditator, cut yourself some slack. If you can't focus the way that you would like to focus, if you are not a meditator and you would like to become a meditator, cut yourself some slack as well as you pursue this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful spiritual path of meditation. The universe knows more than I do. In the back of my head, I'm wondering why exactly I needed to share that with you today, but the universe knows more than I do, and so I'm going to allow that to be. I do psychic readings. I do personal one-on-one psychic readings. If you would like a reading from me, the link to that is down below, so you can book an appointment with me. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Have a blessed week. Have a prosperous week. And I will see you all next week. Bye.